Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there lived a little orphan girl named Esther. The day had come for Queen Esther to enter the king's presence. All of the Jews in Susa had been fasting and praying for her for 3 days, but still she was very nervous. If the king did not raise his golden scepter to her when she entered, she would be put to death. Still, this was the only way to save her people. So she put on her royal robes and went into the king's inner courts. It seemed like forever, but the king was happy to see Queen Esther and raised his scepter to her. "What is it that you wish, my queen?" he asked. "Anything you ask will be given to you, up to half my kingdom." "If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come to a banquet that I have prepared," she replied. King sent his men to summon Haman right away, and they went to have dinner with the queen. At dinner, the king asked again, "What is it that you wish of me? Up to half my kingdom is yours if that's what you desire." Queen Esther was still a little nervous about exposing Haman's plot, so she asked the king and Haman to come back the next night for another banquet, and she would tell the king her request at that time. Haman was on cloud 9 as he went home that evening. But as he came out of the king's court, he passed Mordecai at the gateway. Everyone bowed to Haman except Mordecai, and it infuriated Haman. He rushed home and told his wife and friends all about it. "Look how rich and powerful I am," he said. "Even the queen invited only me to have dinner, not once but twice with herself and the king. Who does this Jew Mordecai think he is?" Haman's wife and friends suggested that he build a gallows 75 feet tall, and at dinner tomorrow night, he should ask the king to have Mordecai hung on it. Haman thought this was a great idea and went to bed that night, content and satisfied in his plan. The next night at dinner, the king asked Queen Esther again what she would ask of him. She broke down and cried, "If it pleases the king, please save the lives of myself and my people." "Who would dare do such a thing and commit such a crime against the king and his queen?" the king asked. "An enemy and a foe," she exclaimed. "This wicked Haman is the man." The king arose in his anger and went out into the garden. When he came back, he saw Haman falling on the couch where Esther was sitting, begging her to plead for his life. "Will you assault my queen even in my presence?" he said. "Take him away and have him hung on the gallows that he planned to have Mordecai hung on." And the guards came and took Haman away. The king gave Haman's land and houses to Mordecai and set him as his highest advisor. He signed another decree saying that the Jews had the right to assemble and defend themselves against anyone who tried to destroy them. The story goes that there was never a better advisor than Mordecai, and the king loved him. As for Queen Esther, well, she lived happily ever after.